Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to another video in this series in which I will talk about, at the start of the day, some potential altcoins you need to have in your watch list that can pump today, and that's also what we'll do in this video, so let's get right into it. We got 3 altcoins again that I think you need to have on your watch list. One of these has already pumped a fair bit. We're looking at EOS right now. I've talked about this quite a fair bit over the last week, so most of you will probably already know this. EOS, in my opinion, hasn't really pumped yet. I mean, it's basically been consolidating here, as you can see, for the last 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks maybe, after the rebranding announcement, but it's pretty close to breaking out right now, so this is definitely an interesting one to keep your eyes on. We'll talk about that, but another one has already rallied, but I think has a chance to rally again, so we'll talk about that one too. And then the other one is at a very interesting price area from which it could pump, from which it has pumped before. But right now it looks a little bit more tricky. But all right, now first of all, let's talk about EOS. So what I always try to do is I try to give you the name right here, so you can actually find it yourself, and you do not only have to rely on your interpretation of how I pronounce these names. But EOS, as you can see, first of all, volume is up 20%, but over the course of the weekend, the volume went up as well. So that's why the increase is a little bit lower, but ultimately the volume over the last week is up about 100%, so that's major. Main level to break is this level at 60 cents. Right, personally, and you can see some nice volume coming in here as well. Personally, I will most likely buy if we actually get a breakout above that level, but it's still, look, in general with all of these coins, the market this week is very unstable. It's going to be volatile. So, trading these coins is going to be more risky as well. Because ultimately, even though all of these coins are less correlated to Bitcoin, they don't always move up with Bitcoin. They don't always move down with Bitcoin, which is a blessing and a curse. During certain periods of time, every coin is just correlated to Bitcoin. All right, so keep that in mind. But all right, talking about EOS right now. Main level to break is 60 cents, preferably with a 4-hour time frame, but definitely a coin to keep your eyes on. As you can see, it has been trending up and has a good chance to break out here. Second coin I wanted to talk about is Renzo. All right, so this is REC. Z, I should say. So it's as you can see right here, volume is up 100%. Now this historically is super manipulated, and I'll show you as well. But this is how you spell it, Raz. As you can see in the last couple of months, this has had a few major pumps, and the key reason why I think this can pump again is, first of all, technically we broke out above this level right here around 1.75 cents, so that's a major technical breakout. Outside of that, if you compare, like the last time Renzo actually moved up from this level, which we also moved up from yesterday, the volume was much lower. All right, so now you can see the volume is almost equal to the move we had right here when we pumped up a total of 85%. So that, in combination with the breakout, in combination with the funding rate still being minus 1.15%, makes it most likely, in my opinion, also a decent reaction so far, but that makes it most likely, in my opinion, that we will pump up higher. Even though, as you can see historically, could still take some time. But all right, that's Renzo. Last one I wanted to talk about is IP, and this is the one that's in a bit of a more tricky situation. This is IP, so this is Story. That's the name of the crypto. It's on all major exchanges. Volume for this is also up 118%, but in this case, it's not the best. And this is the name of the crypto, IP. This time it's not the best because most of that volume is trying to push IP down below its main support level. And the main support level we have, it's a bit of a difficult level, but it's basically between $5 and 5.2. So at this point of time, I would definitely not buy this because, as you can see, we've broken down below that main support level. But IP at this point of time also has a negative funding rate, and historically, as you can see, we have three times already pumped a lot from the support level. So therefore, if we can actually get a reclaim here above 5.1, 5.15, I do think this is a good buy. But like I said, at this point of time, definitely not a good buy, at least not technically. But if we can get that reclaim, definitely one to at least consider. But those are the coins for now. All right, so brief recap. IP, very tricky. REZ, very manipulated, but looks very good. And then we have EOS, and that also looks slightly manipulated, but that has the highest volume. All right, so definitely one to at least consider. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Take care, and bye.